Where were you? Who were you with? You likely remember all of the details of our collective trauma on September 11th, 2001.
As we look back, we asked some Mainers about that day 20 years ago, and still, all these years later, the memories and emotions are fresh.
Whatever you were doing, you stopped doing it, and nothing else was important. You just had to watch what unfolded that day. It was time stopped.
We couldn't believe it.
I knew something was happening because the teachers were convening and had left the classroom.
That was in my dorm room at St. Joseph's College, and my roommate and I were actually watching the Today Show and saw it all happen live on the TV. And then I went to my first class, and my professor actually didn't show up because he knew somebody who worked in the towers.
I was actually working on Main Street, and there was a couple of TVs in the store next door, and all of a sudden the people next door came to us and said, hey, look, something just happened in New York, and we all went running over and started to watch the TV. And
just listening on the radio in our office, and just like it was yesterday.
You know, was it an accident? Was it on purpose?
But at the same time, you're just so confused, you know, not really understanding, is it real, you know?
But I walked back to the mental health center, and by the time I'd gotten there, everybody had kind of gotten in gear, expecting a lot of phone calls, a lot of people who were feeling that this was affecting them.
We were all at work, and we all started standing around one of the computers that was showing it live. And while we were watching it, the second plane crashed, and we thought it was just a repeat of the first one when they said, oh no, this is a second plane that's crashed. So, you know, it's like I'm still upset that I saw that. It was horrible, all those people.
That over and over and over again, they kept seeing the same film. And of course that, from our perspective as a mental health worker, that's one of those things, it's like you need to not keep watching the same event.
My grandparents actually live very, very close to the Twin Towers, so our family was immediately impacted by that in that way.
And I knew people who were headed to New York for meetings that never made it. There were a very good friend of mine couldn't catch the train, or there was some reason she could get there, and she survived because she couldn't make it into the city.
Like, it didn't seem real. That was the biggest thing, and it was just like that state of shock for several days.
Travel was suspended. People were canceling. I remember I was supposed to travel out of state to a conference about 6 weeks after that, and the conference was canceled because people were just too afraid to travel.
We've all adjusted our lives to the new normal of the after September 11th.
And I know some people who were in New York City that day, and I know some people who witnessed what happened at the Pentagon that day, and I'll probably give them a call, reach out to them. It's a good thing for all of us to be part of that larger community and do what we can.
Join us tonight at 7:30 for a new CENTER Maine special report, 9/11 Maine Remembers. We'll look back on what that day 20 years ago was like here in Maine and see what has changed because of it.